Hey everybody!
Hey!
Welcome back to episode 2 of Level Up with Kate and Katie, where we help you to build your dream practice and live that dream lifestyle. And we wanted to take a quick moment to thank TherapyNotes for their sponsorship for this particular episode. They're an amazing practice management system and EHR. We will put the link for 2 free episodes for you guys when you...
Do you mean 2 free months?
2 free months! Yes!
Episodes are always for free for you guys.
Yes, episodes are always for free. I'm in like podcast recording mode. So 2 free months for TherapyNotes. We will put that in the link so you guys can take advantage of that. And let's get down to today's question.
So today's question comes from the animal. The animal asks, I'm thinking about starting a videocast/podcast. Where did you get your equipment? Great question. What platforms do you use and what in the world do I need to know on how to get started? So great question.
Can you believe we've been podcasting for 3 years? We just had our 3-year anniversary. Yay! Happy anniversary to us. Podcasting is
really happy anniversary to Startup Nation.
Yeah,
we wouldn't be anything without you guys.
Yes, very true. So it goes both ways, right, guys?
Yeah.
Podcasting is such a great way of being able to build that brand awareness and positioning yourself as the expert, gaining that credibility. And let's face it, it's an intimate experience because you're inside listeners' ears and they can listen whenever they want to. And it really is great for building that know, like, and trust factor as you're positioning yourself as the person who can really help them get what they want.
And there's so much to talk about on a podcast. You know, I've heard people kind of say like, oh, I don't know who to have as a guest. We don't ever run out of guests or topics.
No, we definitely don't.
There's so much to talk about. But again, it's just really like marketing anything is you have to know who your target audience is. That's really number one, and really getting clear on what message you want to, have in your podcast, what your brand is around your podcast. We created our podcast from John Lee Dumas, and his is Fire Nation. Is that what he calls his audience?
He calls his audience Fire Nation.
Fire Nation.
Yes, he has
Entrepreneur on Fire.
Entrepreneur on Fire. I remember I used to listen to his podcast way back in the day, and I was like, Katie, we have to create a podcast to support our audience. And that's how we got inspired for ours.
Right. And that's why we call you guys Startup Nation. So just a few things, like back in the day when we first started out, of course, we were kind of trying to figure things out. And so we used certain things.
This is one of the mics that we use. It's called the Snowball. This is what we first started with. We'll put all the links for the text stuff in the chat below the video so you guys can access that.
What I will say about a mic like that just has a stand, and especially because Kate and I used to podcast a lot together, we would like hover over the mic and like get neck cramps. Not really good. We've moved on now to the AT2020, which is awesome. This is actually called a mic flag. Now, why is this important? Are you guys answering this question? So when we do both video and podcasting, right? Because this also increases brand awareness. If you ever watch the news or ESPN, they always have mic flags. And that really helps with the brand awareness. So that's an important thing.
I'm like dancing with the mic over here. This mic is called the AT2020, the Audio Technica 2020. We'll put all the links down below for you guys. This is the mic flag, and this lovely creature here.
Thank you, Perry.
Yes, thank you, Perry Rose,
Vision,
for telling us about the mic boom, because it is so helpful. You could prop it up so you don't have to hunch over the mic and make sure you get that good quality.
Right there.
That's one of the most important things about podcasting, is that you get super good quality because there's no video. It's just the audio, so you want to make sure.
Although we video ours. And oops, our headphones are right here. So AKG, these are really nice headphones. And if you are podcasting with another person, you definitely want a splitter. So both of you have your own set of headphones, and the splitter goes right into the mic there. So those are kind of the equipment. We used to use a variety of other things, GarageBand.
Yes.
Well, I was like, is that a video game?
Once you record your podcast, then you're going to have to save it somewhere. So we started off using GarageBand. We tried Audacity, and then
we did Skype.
We did Skype with Ecamm Call Recorder. But what we highly recommend is using Zoom. We love using Zoom. Sometimes it gets a little, glitchy, but technology can do that. But we really like Zoom. It records not only the audio but the video too, so you can use it for multi-purposes, which is great. And then once you actually record it, you want to not do the editing yourself of your episode. You want to send it over to someone in Fiverr. We have a great podcast editor who's in Fiverr. They add our pre-recorded intro. They add our pre-recorded sponsorship messages. And then they do all the editing for us. And then we have our 30-plus step system for the podcast. And it's all outsourced. So Katie and I can just show up. We have fun doing the content. And then we've outsourced the rest to our VA. She takes care of all of those necessary next steps of getting it up on the website, getting it up on Libsyn, which pushes it out to all the social media platforms. We highly would recommend Libsyn for sure.
And Spotify is not part of Libsyn. We actually recently got on Spotify as well. Kate's husband helps us with a lot of stuff behind the scenes, so that's important as well. And and we'll give a plug to Melvin for Healthcasters, because he has a great community of folks who are in the podcast arena. So that's a great way to connect, ask people what they're doing. You also want to have some really good cover art. We just updated ours, and again, that was we did with Fiverr, and it came out really nice.
It did. Yep, absolutely. So there's a lot of tech stuff to work out, lots of things to think about before you start podcasting. It is so much fun though, and it's a great way of serving your audience, nurturing that relationship with them, and really positioning yourself as the expert. And if you have additional questions about podcasting, certainly pop them in the chat for the video, and we'd be happy to answer those.
And one thing I would just like to add is, like with any business or anything you're taking on, it will evolve, but we would say don't try to be perfect.
Yes.
Try to be robotic. Really let your authenticity shine, and if you mess up, that's okay. People, they get that you're going to mess up, or if you sip water, don't worry that you have to edit that out. It's all perfect. Don't get too crazy with it. Just do it. That's what I would say. So remember, you can do this, and
you guys got this.
You guys got this. You can do this. Thanks for allowing us to inspire you from start to mastery. It's Kate and Kate, and we'll see you on the next episode of Level Up.
See you next week.